Hello everybody, it's Joyce from my craft room. Thanks for stopping by today. We are hoping you had a great holiday weekend and are feeling crafty. So a little bit of housekeeping first. Thank you to Expo, and again, thanks to all of you for stopping by. Before I forget, one important thing I wanted to tell you is that we have added a lot of items to our sale category at mycraftroom.com. If you go under paper crafts and scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see a category called sale. Click on that and there's just loads of stuff. We're doing a summer clearance and I think you're going to find some things that you like. Which brings me to the next important thing. Our coupon code for this video is EXPO20, EXPO20, and that applies to everything on our website, including sale merchandise. The only exclusions are, as usual, kits and laminators. So check it out. That's the code, that's the website, and hope you take advantage of it. Now, we often run these much longer. This one is only going to go through the 14th of July because I'm going to be on the road and I don't want to take any chances on selling anything out from under you. So this is only good till July 14th. Keep that in mind. Very important. Okay, so today I want to show you some other great dies from Creative Expressions. These are manufactured under their Paper Cuts brand, and they call them Edgers. So I'm going to switch the camera around and let you have a look. Okay, one day I'll learn how to do this. Alrighty, so this is the first one I'm going to show you. This is called the Paper Cuts Collection Fuchsia Edger. I need a bigger camera angle. Names are right down here. And it cuts everything out of your cardstock just like you see here. All of this is cut into your cardstock and all of this is cut basically away from your cardstock. This is what the die looks like. Lots and lots of cutting lines. And this is what you get when you cut it from white cardstock. So everything white was cut from the die, and I just placed it over a background of some watercolor paper that I blended with a variety of different ink colors and then sprayed with our 𝐒𝐿𝐴 shimmer spritz to give it some sparkle. The Miss You is just a little sentiment from Creative Expressions, their mini expressions line. And these are they all work pretty much the same. There's a variety of sizes. This one's probably about 6.5 inches long. But the nice thing is, keep in mind these are made in the UK. And they oftentimes in the UK make much bigger cards than A2s. So most of these dies are cut to be longer than an A2 card, but there's always an opportunity at the top and the bottom to trim them off. And that's what I did on this card right here. Try to pull that in a little closer so you can see. So this is pretty straightforward. Cut it out of one color, lay it on top of another, and you're good to go. This one runs $18.99. This one is the Daisy Bouquet. This is a newer one. I cut this out of pink cardstock. Laid it over a lavender. Added some pink and purple gems from Pink Fresh. And that was all there was to it. Seriously, one cut and you're all good. Really pretty. And that is what the die looks like. This is a little bigger, so this one's $22.99. This next one, rather, is another new one called Iris Edger. This is a little narrower. And I cut it out of like a grape-colored glitter paper. This is from the Memory Box Jewel Tone glitter papers that we sell. It's a 6x6 pad. And just to do something a little different, I cut it a second time out of the same paper and just snipped away this bloom right here. This is not part of the original die. If you see, the original die only cuts the one small bloom and the one large bloom. So I just ran it through a second time and added it right to the base of my card, just to kind of fill in a little bit. That one's $19.99. Now this is another pretty straightforward. You know what? I'm going to turn my whole pile around so I won't keep showing them to you upside down. This one is Holly Berry Edger. I cut it out of green cardstock, laid it over some red glitter paper, and just used it as a, like a half panel on the front of my card front. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but it's a really pretty one, and it's been really popular. That one's only $13.99. This is a newer one. This is the Specimen Rose Edger. Again, this one's a bit wider. And as you can see, significantly longer than my card. I can give you an idea anyway about the comparative size. So again, I just trimmed off the bottom, trimmed a little bit off the top, and laid it, I cut it out of a darker pink, laid it over a lighter pink, and then I cut it a third time out of some green and just paper pieced those sections right into the openings on the darker pink cardstock. So that's something you can always do with these, is a little paper piecing. And most of the pieces, well, I guess that's not exactly an accurate statement, because I could have paper pieced the center petals of the rose, and those would have been pretty tiny. But in this case, the leaves are pretty big and not a big deal to, pop in there with a little glue. Then I just put a little vellum sentiment at the bottom. So that's Specimen Rose. This is a new one. I love this one. This is Hummingbird Whisper Edger. Again, I cut it out of white, laid it over a real bright blue, and did a tiny bit of paper piecing for one of the orange flowers. Cut it a second, when I cut it the second time out of orange, I should say, I snipped off this bloom and laid it over the white that's underneath it, and then used these pieces to just do a little paper piecing. And some Studio 𝐂𝐭 pearls, and I was all set. All right. This is the Dragonfly, which I will flip around once again. Okay, Dragonfly. This is an older one, but a huge favorite. Everybody likes dragonflies. Well, not everybody, but a lot of us. And I just cut it out of white, put it over a fuchsia, and added a few sequins to the centers of the flowers and on one of the wings. And honestly, it does the whole card. You do one cut and you have a whole card. This is the Daisy Fairy. She is super cute. Little fairy sitting amongst the daisies. Now, when you cut her out, I just kind of left, it cuts the wings away from the rest of the die cut. So you can raise them up a bit to give it a little dimension. Just cut that out of like a champagne cardstock, laid it over purple with some little 𝐂𝐨𝐬𝐭𝐡 mixed round drops. And she was ready to mail. This one is another favorite. This is the Sunflower Edger. Really pretty, nice and wide. Trimmed down again a little bit to fit on my 𝐂𝐤𝐭 card. I just cut it out of yellow, laid it over a green card front, and then I added some, I actually think this is copper, stickles in the center of the flowers. But if you're in a hurry, these are the way to go. Now, if you're in the mood for Christmas in July, this is Christmas Tree. Cut this out of green mirror sparkle paper and did a little, cut it a second time with gold mirror card, and then just paper pieced in those pieces. And this took no time at all because these were fairly big pieces to pop in there. It's kind of hard to see the gold, but you're going to have to trust me. It's really pretty against the green mirror sparkle. So that's Christmas Tree. This is the green mirror sparkle paper that we sell. It's 8.5 by 11 sheets. And I think, as I mentioned once before, it's a little thin. So I do recommend you use a metal shim when you're cutting it. This is 'Tis the Season, another great holiday card. This time, I cut the front, the die cut out of white, but I cut it 3 times and stacked it so I'd get a little extra dimension here. And I laid it over a piece of our red Mira Lava paper, which is so gorgeous. And you can really appreciate it in person. I'm not sure how much of that cool wavy pattern. It's like satin, kind of taffeta or something like that. Anyway, this is one of my favorites for the holidays. All right, and Winter Wonderland. Now, this may be a little tricky for you to see, but this is horizontally oriented, obviously, for a change. Really cute. This is the card I did with it, and I did the die cutting out of the silver Mira Lava paper, which is this beautifulness. I cut a couple of little borders for the top and the bottom out of this slim lacy edgers die from Pink Fresh. I just used that. I just wanted to add a little something to it. Added a few 𝐂𝐨𝐿𝐭𝐡 iridescent confetti bits. And let's see if I can get this up here. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but 𝐂𝐨𝐿𝐭𝐡 also makes a thing called ice flakes. And what they are tiny little crystal snowflakes. And they just happen to fit perfectly in the little snowflake openings. You might be able to see it better on the die. They fit right in there. They're exactly the same shape. And this is one of my favorites, I think, for this year. Really hard to see in the camera. I'm trying to angle this around so you can get a better look. But it says Winter Wonderland. And there you go. All right. Another new one is the Seahorse Edger. Really cute. Love the seahorse. So I first cut a piece of a turquoise cardstock and embossed it with the 𝐂𝐨𝐬𝐧𝐴 Ribbon Waves 3D embossing powder. Cut the die out of a very sparkly gold cardstock and just popped it on. Added a couple little drops for bubbles from the Seahorse and the two little fish down here. And I used this one in a mini slimline size, just to show you that of course is an option with these. So keep that in mind. You know, this is a 3x6 card, fit almost perfectly on here. I trimmed a little bit off. You know, of course you could do a regular slimline card too. So that's the Seahorse. And the rest of these I just want to show you quickly. I don't have samples for these, but this is the Bluebird, very cute. Little butterfly that can, you know, you can lift the wings up on. This is the Celebration Cake, great for birthday, weddings. A newer one called Special Delivery, obviously for new babies. And the Flamingo Summer. I'm dying to make a sample out of this one. How cute is that? Here's another rose. This one's called Rambling Rose. We have Daisy Edger. And the Winged Mouse Edger. So cute. I thought I had a sample for this one, but I guess I don't. I'll have to correct that. Hot Air Balloon Edger. I mean, they've kind of got something for everybody in these. The moon up in the sky here, birds. This is another one for the holidays, the Poinsettia Edger. I mean, I would certainly probably cut it out of green and then cut it a second time and lay a red, you know, poinsettia over the flower portion. Another popular one is the Bumblebee. Trying to keep away from the glare, sorry. Very cute. Can't have dies without having a happy birthday. Another horizontal one. And last but not least, the Clematis Edger. So, those are the paper cuts edgers from Creative Expression. I hope you give them a try. They're a lot of fun. They can be very quick, or they can be much more elaborate if you want to take some time to do, you know, multiple cuts out of different colors of cardstock, paper piecing, or any number of things that you could do to add to them. Keep in mind the code for the coupon box is Expo20, good today through July 14th. And don't forget to check out the sale category. Lots of good stuff in there. So have a great day. Enjoy the event, and we'll see you soon. Bye.